Hey, hey, next in our series on love relationships. So you've learned that you can only be loved to the extent that you love yourself. So you got to love yourself. We've learned you have to get out of isolation into community. That is so important, right? Because you've got to share that love. So you've got to be in a community where you can share that love. You cannot remain isolated. Sorry, my chair is squeaking here. I got to work on that. Anyway, so today, what we're gonna delve into a little bit is vulnerability, and the way I'm positioning vulnerability. And believe me, it's something I think I'm still struggling with. To an extent, I think I've gotten better. But the context I want to talk about vulnerability today is, think about if there's been a time in your life where you've had to wear a mask. Like, example would be in my life when I was in the corporate world. And, there were just certain things that, you had to be, do, say. There was just this, you had to put on a mask. You had to be, quote unquote, corporate. You had to be, you had to play the role, whatever. It's exhausting. It is exhausting. And particularly for me, my story was, I never liked it, but I knew I had to do it if I wanted to move up, make more money, boom, ba boom, ba boom. So the lesson that I learned the hard way through a lot of years is, if you're doing something for the money, or if you're doing something to move up in a company, it's not fulfilling. Believe me, it's not. I know a lot of people are like, well, I'd like to just experience it. Let me judge myself. You can. And by all means, probably me speaking this into you is not going to change if you're on that trajectory. But I'm just here to tell you, from my personal experience, and as I've observed this in the world, wow, if you're having to put on any kind of mask, I don't care if it's in your relationships, in your work, or whatever, and we're talking specifically about relationships now. If you're having to put on a mask, it's not good. It's not going to end well. And maybe you'll just make it continue, but you're not going to be fulfilled. It's not going to be the true love that God put you here to experience, in my opinion. Okay? So what am I getting at? What is this thing I'm talking about? Don't put on masks. If you're having to put on a mask, that should be a red flag warning sign. Whoa, something needs to change here. That's the second time something has made a noise. Anyway, something needs to change here, right? All right, so what is the key? What is the secret sauce? Here it is, you guys. Be genuine. Be genuine. So now you're out in the community. You love some you. You're exercising that love muscle. You've gotten out of isolation. Make sure you are genuine. And I talked about vulnerable. Vulnerable gets people a little bit nervous. The positive side of that is just be genuine. Be genuinely you. Just think about that. If you can just be you 100% of the time, isn't that less stressful? Doesn't it just bring you just like, oh, I can just be me. I can just be me. My contention based on my life has been that all of us, and I'll speak for me for sure, I just want to be loved for who I am. The imperfect human being that I am, trying to do the best I can, doing the best I can, with the knowledge and awareness that I have right now. And it's up to me, right, to continue to increase my knowledge and awareness and live in wisdom. And that's why I follow Jesus, because he is the one that is teaching how to live a life that way. So if you, and then you think about it, we're created for love by God. Genuine. Get back to your genuine self. That's what we're talking about. Getting back to your genuine self. So good. So good. So be genuine. If that does not take some pressure off of you, if you just sit there and say, wow, I can just be myself, I can be genuine. Genuine. And that doesn't mean I get to act crazy. You know, a lot of people use that as an excuse. Well, I'm just being me. No. Yes. If you're doing crazy stuff, and that is you, but that's not who you really are. When I'm talking about genuine, I'm talking about the genuine love that you are at your core. Be that genuine. Be vulnerable. Let your feelings show, right? You know, and there's a lot of caveats to this. Always be genuine. And that doesn't mean you're always nicey-nicey. No, it's be genuine. If someone is doing something they shouldn't be doing and you're offended by it, you should give feedback. Give feedback. If you're offended, or if you're overjoyed, if somebody does something that you're like, wow, that really made me, that inspired me, or that angered me, or that made me happy, or that made me sad, share those feelings. You're just sharing your individual feelings, and that's being genuine. Then their response is up to them. You have no control over that. But you're going to feel so much better about yourself, and you're going to be more lovable, which is the whole reason we're talking about this Love Relationship series. All right. Robert Bolden, Life Transform. Sign up for our challenge too. It's coming up November 22nd. Totally free. It's going to be amazing. You can click on the email here. You'll see a place where it says register for our challenge. It's going to be amazing. Purpose challenge. Find your purpose. Find your purpose.